Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Let's say you go to someone's birthday party and you provide a card and you put some money in it. And you give this to the person, blah, blah, happy birthday, blah, 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 anyway. And then that person gets the money and the person decides to use the money in a certain way. Do you care, or do you have any say in how that person will spend the money you gave as a present? No, of course not. Correct? Correct. So if let's say I give you a bicycle, right? I give you the bicycle, that's a gift. I should have nothing to say what you do with the bicycle. I don't care if you give it to Gigi for a spin, or I don't know, you want to do something with a bike, or don't use it, or maybe sell it again. That's not my business. Once I gave it to you, it's your property, you do whatever you want. I gave it to you because I thought, okay, that would be a good gift. You do whatever you want. Now, I might not like it, but again, it shouldn't even matter. It shouldn't be my problem. My thing was, good gift for you. Buck, boop, you do whatever you want. Now, remember when the United States of America and its weasel allies attacked Iraq, the country Iraq? The first thing was Saddam Hussein organized or helped the terrorists from September 11 to attack those targets in the United States of America. That was the first narrative. The second one was he's trained those guys. Then he said he trains terrorists. Then they said he's got weapons of mass destruction. Then they said those weapons will be used. Immediate danger and all that and so on. We have to intervene. And then they intervened and they wrecked the country. And then they couldn't find those things. And everything was a big Goebbels. Okay? And after that, what happened? They said, well, we brought freedom and democracy. They changed the narrative to whatever. So they brought freedom and democracy as a gift. Now, if Iraq is free and has democracy, you brought that over there, they should do whatever they want with that. They would, adjust it however they think. If the guys want to paint the bicycle, let's say it's red and they want it green, you have nothing to say. That was your gift. So if they're going to have their democracy and their freedom with an Iraqi flavor, you should back that up, right? Or you should say, well, that's yours. Well, the problem is here that the Iraqis are going to use their freedom I don't think in a US acceptable way. Let me show you this little article from Russia Today. Here you have it. Iraq rebrands homosexuality, according to Reuters. So it's not, these guys took it from Reuters, August 9th, 2023. Media companies must use the term, and I'm quoting, sexual deviance, government regulations have decreed. So this is their freedom and their whatever they do, freedom of speech that we brought. And they use it the way they think, since they are independent and sovereign, even though the United States still has troops over there, if I remember correctly. The Iraqi government has reportedly ordered media companies to stop using the word, and I'm quoting, homosexuality, and replace it with, quote-unquote, sexual deviance. With U.S. influence in Iraq receding, traditional Islamic values are making a resurgence. The National Communications and Media Commission of Iraq said on Tuesday that it, and I'm quoting, directs media organizations not to use the term homosexuality and to use the quote-unquote correct term sexual deviance, end quote. Reuters reported. The directive applies to news and entertainment media as well as to internet and phone companies, which must ensure that their apps comply. The word quote-unquote gender is also forbidden under the order, Reuters added. A government spokesman said that a penalty for breaking the law has not yet been set, but may include a fine. Iraq's 1969 penal code did not explicitly criminalize homosexuality, but offered no protections from extrajudicial harassment to gays and lesbians. An update to the law in the 1980s legalized the quote-unquote honor killing of homosexuals by their family members, while a 1993 amendment to the Constitution introduced the death penalty for homosexual acts. That's what they used to have. After the US invaded Iraq in 2003, occupation governor Paul Brenner abolished the death penalty and rolled the country's penal code back to its 1969 iteration. Correct. While no new anti-gay laws have been passed since, Western media outlets reported an uptick in attacks on homosexuals by police and militias after the partial withdrawal of the American forces in 2012. Despite the withdrawal, Despite the US State Department claiming in 2019 that it trained Iraqi security forces, I'm quoting, on the proper observance of human rights, end quote. The NCMC that issued the directive was set up by the US occupation government in 2004. Earlier this summer, protesters in Baghdad burned rainbow-colored, quote-unquote, pride flags in response to a spat of Quran burnings in Sweden and Denmark. So the last sentence is how they equate us, the Westerners. So they burned a quote-unquote pride flag as a response to some idiots burning the Quran in Europe. Can you imagine? That's their vision of who we are and how we act here. I mean, they didn't burn a cross. They didn't burn, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Judeo-Christian, okay? No, they didn't do that. They burned the pride flag. So they're free and they are deciding for themselves. I think they should decide for themselves. I disagree with any legal penalties for people who engage in this kind of activities. I'm talking about homosexual activities, gay, whatever. They should be allowed do whatever they want in their own things, okay? But here it seems like the Iraqis are having a different take on things. What are the Americans going to do? Bring again freedom and democracy back? Are they going to intervene? Are they going to bomb the new Saddam? What are they going to do? Remember, if you have the right to impose certain things to a country, that country has the same rights based on its culture and its religion on you. Remember, they burned a pride flag, not a cross, not the Constitution of the United States, not Shakespeare's, the Tempest novel or whatever. No. They burned a pride flag. So, should they be allowed to impose on us their view on the world? Unless we think that we are on the right side of everything. And unfortunately, we sometimes think, instead of saying, you know what? It's like in my house, if I want to go naked here, I can go naked. But if I go outside, I can't. Right? I mean, I can, but there will be repercussions. Why? We agreed on something. Do I agree with that? I might not agree with that. But I'm thinking about, well, there are some kids. If there will be no kids, I don't see any reason why I see certain reasons. People should not go outside however they want to be, dressed or undressed. The only thing is the children. That's all. That's the only reason. The rest, like the Greeks. And even like the Greeks, it was, they were practicing sports and all that, all naked. And I don't think the kids were like, oh my God, Gigi, cover your eyes. But this is an over-sexualized society. Puberty now starts at 9 or 10 instead of 15, 17, 16, and so on. And so on. Yeah, go and watch Barbie. Anyway, my friends, this is I'm wondering if the Americans are going to bring freedom and democracy again. I'm kidding, but stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.